lasting 5 seconds of in-game time. A round of combat in AToW has 3 phases: initiative phase, action phase, and end phase. First, everyone gets a turn in the initiative phase. Second, the action phase. Third, the end phase. After the end phase, we return to the initiative phase and start over. There are 3 ways to determine initiative order: individual initiative, squad initiative, and team initiative. Individual initiative is best for small groups of people. This is the same style of initiative that D&D uses. All players roll separately for initiative order, using their reflex score as a tiebreaker, and re-rolling if their reflex scores are also tied. Squad initiative groups the players into squads of 4 or more, and initiative is rolled for each squad. This works best for fights with 10 or more characters or vehicles. Team initiative splits characters into 2 or more teams. The winning team moves a character first, then the losing team moves a character, and the process repeats. Similar to how initiative works in classic BattleTech. To roll for initiative, consult the initiative table. Here is the initiative table. Most of the time, you will be doing basic initiative, which means you will be making an unmodified 2d6 roll. Unless, of course, you have the combat paralysis or combat sense traits, in which case you will roll 3d6, taking the worst or best 2d6 respectively. You only need to worry about additional conditions if you're using squad or team initiative rules. I won't explain how these work because it's explained by the asterisks simply enough, and you can read that more easily on page 166. If a player won initiative but would prefer to take their turn later to react to their opponent, that player may declare that they are holding an action. Such a player may start their turn anytime in the round, even in the middle of another player's turn. But this player must complete their turn from start to finish. There are 3 types of actions: incidental actions, simple actions, and complex actions, each of which contains non-movement and movement actions. Incidental actions can be done easily, in about 1 second. Since each round lasts for 5 seconds, each player gets 5 incidental actions on their turn. Looking at the incidental actions section of the action complexity table, we see examples of what counts as an incidental action. But as with the other types of actions, players and the GM can decide that other actions count as incidental, provided they are easy and only take about a second to do. Simple actions require some effort, and about 2.5 seconds to complete, so each player can have up to 2 simple actions per turn. See examples here. Notice how performing a simple skill that you are trained in counts as a simple action. This is why some skills are classified as simple. They are simple actions to complete. Complex actions are hard to complete and require 5 seconds to do, so each player can have up to 1 complex action per turn. See examples here. Again, note that some skills are rated as complex because they require a complex action to complete. Also, a useful reminder on this table is that using a skill untrained also requires a complex action. A player always gets 5 incidental actions per turn, but can only have 2 simple actions or 1 complex action, not both. To help my players, I print out the action complexity table and write this information on it for them. Here is the action complexity table handout that I make for my players. Naturally, this is the official table that you can get from the back of the book. I'm not sure how clear this will turn out on the final video, but I assure you it prints out just fine. And naturally, this table contains all the smaller tables for incidental actions, simple actions, and complex actions, which you've already seen individually. After all players have finished the action phase, they move on to the end phase, a phase in which we track things such as continuous damage, fatigue, or consciousness. I'll explain this further in combat videos.